Chesney with the Colorado Department of Labor and Employment, Division of Labor Standards and Statistics. In this video, I will teach you about required meal breaks during work hours, also known as lunch breaks. If you are a non-exempt employee, you are usually entitled to a 30-minute unpaid meal break in the middle of your shift for shifts over 5 consecutive hours worked. A meal break is a time period when you must be relieved of all duties and are free to leave the work location if you choose. For example, say you work 8 hours a day. You would be entitled to a 30-minute meal break in the middle of your shift, during which you are completely relieved of all job duties and are free to leave your workstation. However, employers may require you to work through meal breaks, and it is lawful to do so under 3 conditions. 1, if a meal period is impractical for the employer to provide, and the employee is granted the ability to eat a meal while working, and the employer pays wages for time worked to the employee since the employee is not being relieved of duty. Note, employers are not permitted to require all employees to work through all meal breaks, except in very special cases. For example, a direct care worker is providing companion services to a client who requires line-of-sight supervision. A second direct care worker, who usually takes over care of this client, calls in sick and is not working that day. Because there are no other workers available to take over from that worker, and the worker has the option to eat a meal while working, for instance, by taking their client to a restaurant to eat lunch, so the worker may also eat while working, and the employer is paying time worked for the worker to work through their normal lunch break, the employer would then be allowed by law to require that employee to work through lunch on that specific occasion. Remember, in most cases, you should be allowed to take a 30-minute off-duty meal break. Note that Colorado law allows for specific exceptions regarding meal breaks for workers with specific job duties in certain industries. If you think you may be a worker who is exempted from meal breaks, you can find out more information at our website, coloradolaborlaw.gov. If you think you are owed wages, you can file a claim with the Division of Labor Standards and Statistics at cdle.colorado.gov/complaint. If you are not sure whether you are owed wages, you can visit the division's website, coloradolaborlaw.gov, call 303-318-8441, or email cdle_labor_standards@state.co.us. Thanks for watching.